Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Social progress is never attained by passive waiting. It comes only through the tireless efforts and passionate concern of dedicated individuals." Well, from elections to park cleanups, we've all seen what a difference can be made when people show up to make their voices heard and invest their time in their community. Well, the City of Boston wants to encourage that spirit with their new initiative. It's called the Civic Power Pledge. And today we have Henry Santana from the Office of Civic Organizing and Eric James from the Mattapan neighborhood. He's the liaison for the City of Boston Office of Neighborhood Services to Mattapan. First, Henry, tell us a little bit about what the Office of Civic Organizing is all about. What does your office do for the City of Boston?
Great. Thank you so much for having us here. And yeah, the Office of Civic Organizing is a brand new office under Mayor Wu's administration. And we really try to focus on proactive engagement and proactive education for our residents to be involved in their neighborhoods, to know the residents, and to really, love the neighborhood that they grew up in. So we're very excited about the Civic Power Pledge.
Yeah, tell us about it. It's a new initiative that launched in December. What is the initiative all about?
Yeah, it's all about creating civic power, right? And building up residents with the resources and providing them with the resources to really know their neighborhoods, know their neighborhood organizations, teach them about how to be a good neighbor, encourage them to explore outside of their neighborhoods as well, and yeah, essentially really build civic power within residents. And yeah, it's gone well so far. We're very excited about the numbers that people have signed up for, and it's going really well so far.
What categories have the majority of the pledges so far fallen under?
Yeah, so very luckily, many of the residents have signed up for all of the pledges, but some of the few that stand out is visiting a local park and going able to visit a new business in the neighborhood. Is something that's really struck out, and I think people are very excited about learning about different businesses in their neighborhoods and meeting new people, right? Yeah. And that's really what this is about. And
you also encourage folks to use the 311 app as an opportunity to become civically engaged as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. So the 311 app, they launched a new app this past year. It comes in 10 different languages. And really, we really want to encourage residents to identify, different areas in the neighborhood that even needs fixing, and report it to the 311 app so that way we can get the proper department to work on it.
All right, I want to ask Eric, you represent the neighborhood of Mattapan. How can this pledge, this opportunity to get engaged, make a difference in your neighborhood? And where are the places that you would like to see more engagement?
I would say that what we've heard continuously from our residents, from our constituents, and from the neighborhood associations is that they would like more engagement from the youth. I think that the Civic Power Pledge is really what we're doing with it, at least in the social aspect, is ensuring that we can reach and bridge the gap between the teens, the younger residents of Mattapan, and the seniors who run a lot of these neighborhood associations. And what we're seeing significantly is that many neighborhood associations are seeing that increase in attendance, or they're seeing that increase in either volunteering or anything that they need to do to better their community.
That's good to hear.
We're definitely excited about it.
That's good to hear. Eric, you have a background in youth advocacy, and this is an initiative that all ages can participate in. What are some of the things, though, that are specific to youth that want to take part in the Power Pledge?
So definitely one big thing that we're trying to do is encourage a lot of our residents to go out and visit the Boston parks and snap a selfie. We know that a lot of our youth are very inclined to using social media, Instagram, stuff like that. So really getting them out there and showing that they can love their block, host these community cleanups, and identify the places that teens would love to come and hang out, and be able to impact their neighborhood and their peers in such a instrumental way.
Is there a special project or a special moment that you can share with us where you thought, just, wow, this is exactly why we're doing this?
Oh, yes. We Currently, we partner with the Community Health Center. Our office partners with the Mattapan Community Health Center and the Mattapan Teen Center to bring continuous meetings to the neighborhood, to the residents. And as of now, we are working to create a meeting that focuses on, again, bridging that gap between the seniors in the community and the teens. So we're trying to have a little bit of a neighborhood mixer. And this is just one of the many meetings that we do. We do it on a continuous basis. The first one was November 9th up until now.
Okay.
But we're having a neighborhood mixer to ensure that the teens of Mattapan and the elders of Mattapan can get to know one another, and they can trade stories about, what the neighborhood is to them and what it was in the past and what they hope for it to be in the future.
That's great. And as we reflect on the legacy of Dr. King this weekend, Henry, I'm going to close out with you very quickly. What would you like to tell our audience about what civic engagement looks like?
Yes, I mean, in the spirit of, MLK weekend, it's very important, that we think about service. And as a Black man here, walking the streets of Boston and looking at, MLK and how he stood up for what he believed in and spoke with grace and with confidence and bravery, particularly in my role as the director of the Office of Civic Organizing. I try to, be very intentional about that.
And everybody can be a leader. You don't have to be Dr. King to be a leader. Everybody
Everyone
can be a leader in your own world.
Exactly. And
That's right. That's
as
right.
simple as, helping your neighbor.
Okay.
So.
All right, it's all good. Eric and Henry, thank you for being here. We're going to put the link up on our website on WCVB.com. Don't forget, the MFA is honoring Dr. King's legacy with its annual open house tomorrow. Admission to the museum is free to all Massachusetts residents. We want to thank all of you for watching. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Cityline 5. And you can follow me on Twitter at Karen Holmes Ward. Have a great afternoon.